So you're going to have to right-click or mouse 2, and you have to aim your heal. And your heal can either miss or hit, so you actually have to be a very skillful healer to keep your team up as well. So we've got the guys picking who they're going to play. On the left-hand side of the warm team, we've got Puffin on the Spearmaster, we've got the Jocks on a healer, and then we've also got Crew on a ranged tank. They're going to be going up against a healer, a rallied assassin, which is like a rogue, and also a boomerang thrower, which is a ranged healer called the Nomad. We are following Puffin. So what Puffin's going to want to do is he's going to want to initiate the fight. He throws a harpoon, and then he hit it, and then he went invisible, and he tried to use an AoE attack, but missed. He now has been asleep. There comes the second harpoon. He's trying to get onto the healer. There comes the invisibility. You saw he gained movement speed, and he's controlled the healer with his team, and he's got himself a very quick kill. But the fight still will continue. There comes a Kunju, another invisibility. The AoE gouge missed. He just threw a shuriken, which actually hit, and then that controlled 2 of the melee guys to be slower, and he's built up his ultimate, which he just used. Great harpoon, and that was a really nice move, because he actually harpooned his opponent, and then his opponent has defensive abilities just like he does. And the opponent that he was on was going to knock him away, like a little AoE knockaway attack, and he predicted it, so after he harpooned, he went straight into a Kunju, which countered the knockaway attack and went behind his opponent. So Puffin literally just fucking destroyed everybody that game. Good job, Puffin. He's actually the best player in the world right now, Puffin. He's from Sweden. He's 21-year-old and he likes to play me because he likes to kick my ass. I don't like him. Okay, so Puffin is going to try and start the fight, and now you see something that hasn't really been implemented in this kind of game. You just saw Puffin's screen completely white out. What happened was the rallied assassin, which is like a rogue, used a blind. A blind. That was the rallied assassin's ultimate. Similar to the Hunter disconnect shot. We think about it. Okay, so we're back in the game. Puffin's out. He just missed his harpoon, so he's going to be very hard to get back in. And now he's missed his other attack as well. He did just control the healer, and the healer has thrown down a goo, which actually, if anyone stands in there from the warm team, will take damage. You can now see that Puffin is getting healed. You can see that in his health bar, he has a kind of an orange and a white. The white is what he's been healed, and you can only be healed up to 40%, so another win for the warm team. And you can see that you have damages, protection, healing, and tank, so it will give you an overall score of how impressive you were. So you get points for doing damage, you get points for healing, and also because you use defensive abilities, like you might be able to put a shield on your friend. If that shield absorbs damage, you'll get points for that protection, and it will give you a skill base. So it's very easy to kind of judge your skill on each different character. And that will, of course, allow us, well, Bloodline Champions, to put you in a skill bracket where you can play a game. So we are at a 2-0, and we do have another blind. There comes a harpoon and a Kunju to follow. Now he's on the healer. This healer is like, you could say similar to Priest. He's going to have to heal himself, but he does have a sleep ability where he can throw sleep. I think he just missed it there, actually, and Puffin's lucky to get away. And there comes the ultimate, and he is going to position himself over the healer. The healer, oh wow, they killed. That was a great move, because they actually made the rallied assassin go invisible, which is like the rogue. And then when Puffin was trying to chase down the healer, the rallied assassin opened on him, which will stun him just for like 1 second, but it gave him enough time to hit that extra heal. So helping your teammates and teamwork is everything in this game. And we're still at 2-1. We're best of 5 here, so first to 3 hopefully. And we are following the Spearmaster, and you can see, instead of the Spearmaster there, it's very clever what he did. Instead of opening up with a harpoon to get on his opponent, he used a Kunju. And his opponent threw a boomerang from the other side of the map, but because he got hit by the boomerang while he was using a Kunju, he then teleported behind that person. So the Spearmaster is great at initiating, he's great at controlling, and kind of tanking the fight. Which is why the warm team are using a Spearmaster with a healer that also is played with a ranged kind of tank DPS. So the Spearmaster's job in this particular setup isn't all about damage. It's, it's about controlling and trying to lock someone down. He's in a bit of trouble now, Puffin. He's been hit by the Nomad, He's gone invisible here. He's hit 2 people with his AoE stun. He's done a Kunju. He just got hit by the healer, and there comes the Ranid assassins to open. They've only got the healer now to kill, and they will kill him, and there we go. So 2-2, we're going to go down to the final round. One thing that's worth mentioning about Bloodline Champions is you do not have to invest your time, life, and soul to get into the competitive players there. World of Warcraft, you know, I like the fact that I get gear, but I don't like the fact I have to get gear to be good at, you know, World of Warcraft Arena. The other thing about other games, you know, for example, Dota, some of the games can last anywhere between 20 minutes, you know, up to an hour. We want to keep the pace of the game very fast, very, you know, kind of pleasing to you. So if you lose, you don't want to go cut yourself because you just played Heroes of New Earth with some absolute spastics, and you had to, you know, play a support hero and they lost you the game after an hour because they don't know how to play. If you're playing with bad players, you know, it might be unfortunate, but the thing is it will only be like, you know, 5 rounds potentially of your life, and then you know, you can go away and you can just get straight back in and try and get a better game. So it's really good for, you know, esports because they're fast paced, it's really competitive, and it's really fun. So I'm sorry we don't know all the abilities and exactly what's going on, but we are following the healer who just went down. And it does look like, despite a 2-0 advantage, the Colt team is going to win. So Puffin got destroyed. Yeah, so that was one of the games that we wanted to show you. And you know, when we came here to Dreamhack, it was very short notice. We almost had nothing planned. We were just like, let's just turn up and show Bloodline Champions. So we could show you another character. I don't know, what time is it? Has anyone got a time? Everyone's got the time, haven't they? Just not me. You guys want to see another character? Yeah. What are you interested in? What do you want? You want to see Igniter? Ravener. Who's Ravener? I want Igniter. Is that okay? Yes. This guy's right. So we're going to tell Puffin to play an Igniter, but he's already picked his character, idiot. So we might have to get him out. So the Igniter is a ranged class. You would call it similar to kind of like your mage, your sorcerer from other games. It is, you know, it's a little weird looking thing. The crazy people of Sunlock Studios fought out one day and said, this is the Igniter. He lives in a cave and fires fireballs. And that's what we're going to look at. So the Igniter, as I said, is a ranged class. Can we take them through the abilities just real quickly, just to kind of give you a rundown? I'll do it a little bit quicker than our last class. But you will notice like some trends between his abilities and even the Spearmaster, despite them being ranged. Oh, there he is.
Oh, it's okay.
Seriously, who brought this up? What's going on?
I guess that's an artist.
Yeah, some creative artists at Sunlock Studios.
Yeah.
It's familiar. Oh shit up. All right. Okay, so let's look at his abilities first. The first ability is a fireball. Okay, if you're playing the Igniter, you will have to aim your fireball. You will have to put your mouse cursor where you want to be, and you will have to fire it, and it will have a travel over time, a projectile. So if someone's running, you have to hit it. You know, it's everything you do is very, very skillful in this game. So that's the fireball. It always does 17 damage. There's no crits, no RNG. The second ability is going to be a firestorm. The firestorm ability is like, if I fire a fireball at you, which is quite quick to cast, a firestorm is like I stand there and do a little weird dance for a couple of seconds, and then I fire 3 fireballs at you, one after another. So it takes longer to get the cast out, so you have to be very safe to do it. So for example, if you're like got people chasing you and you're like, you know, you can't do anything, then you don't want to cast it. But if you've controlled your opponents, this is your attack that could win you the game if it all hits. The next ability, which is the spacebar ability, is Searing Displacement. This is where the Igniter will kind of teleport while doing damage. So he can teleport to escape his opponents, but he can also teleport to damage his opponents and reposition himself to a more dangerous location. So also a great ability, similar to the Spearmaster's Fleetfoot. Next ability on this one is going to be a Volcano. This volcano, he will cast on the ground. You'll see a little orange kind of circle, and it will explode into a volcano, which will stun his opponents for 1 second And that's quite long in Bloodline Champions, 1 second. And it will do 28 damage, and also it is on a 7-second cooldown, so it's not like spammable. The next ability